Hi, Taylor T. Carlson, and we're back into the world of heavy metal today. Except one of my all-time favorite heavy metal bands, who have come out of Germany and got their start over 40 years ago, are still going strong today, and we got a brand new album from them. This is Too Mean to Die. Now, this is their fifth and most recent studio album to feature vocalist Mark Tornillo, who replaced classic singer Udo Dirkschneider several years ago. The albums with Tornillo on vocals have been produced by Andy Sneap, probably better known these days for working with Judas Priest. And we're going to unbox this new release from the group, and then I'll share some of my opinions. But one thing I will say is Mark Tornillo really breathed new life into this group when he came in a little over a decade ago, and he really, brought the thunder back to these German heavy metal giants. Well, classic vocalist Udo Dirkschneider has been out doing his own thing, and again, more power to him, and I'll hopefully be covering more of his stuff on this channel as well. But this new release is split across 2 discs, and great-looking discs themselves. We'll look at those in a minute. Beautiful inner gatefold shows us the band that recorded this particular album. Disappointingly, Peter Baltus, their longtime bass player who actually sang a few of the early tracks, is not in the band anymore. However, classic guitarist and co-founder Wolf Hoffmann is still with the group. That makes him the only man that's been on every single Accept record. I'm not going to get into who everybody is who's ever been in this band, because if you're a fan, you probably already know that stuff anyway. But the current incarnation of the band, even though there have been a few lineup changes, this Tornillo-fronted version of Accept has not disappointed in the least. Now let's go ahead and look at the inner sleeves here. Right here we've got our lyric sheet. On the inside here we've got all of the credits and information. Remember when I said those records that came in this release were pretty cool looking? I was not joking. Got this gorgeous looking, red, orange, white splatter effect. I love it when they're able to make records that really look unique, and this is certainly one of those cases. Then we've got our other record here, besides C and D, and of course this one pretty much looks the same as the other one, but I'll show it off anyway, just for completist's sake here. Yeah, so like I said, I've loved the albums that Accept has put out with Mark Tornillo on lead vocals, and this one, Too Mean to Die, is certainly no exception. I wouldn't say this is my favorite of the albums he's done with the band. That title probably goes to 2014's Blind Rage. However, it's not a disappointing release at all. Wolf Hoffmann, one of the most underrated axemen in the business. One of my personal favorite things about this record is there's a few songs where he goes into doing, his versions of classical pieces. He's actually put out some solo albums where he's done stuff like that, so beautifully fusing the classical elements with the metal elements. And the band, the lyrics are always a lot of fun. These guys, despite being just straight up hard and heavy, they always have been, but they've always had a sense of humor about things too. And I'm not going to spoil any of the potential lyrical surprises here, but it's certainly a lot of fun to listen to. It's a really hard-hitting record, and anyone who is a fan of heavy metal, anyone who's a fan of Accept, who's like the last few records with Mark Tornillo, I think this one's really going to win them over. It still manages to be pretty diverse, but it still fits in with the last few just fine. Again, not my personal favorite of the Tornillo-fronted Accept records, but it's a worthy addition to an extensive catalog, one that I want to go back and try to get everything for on vinyl eventually. Are you an Accept fan? What did you think of Too Mean to Die? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also remember to subscribe to this channel for additional content, because I'm always posting new videos. And like this one if you found it helpful or interesting. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. See you next time.